Welcome back to the NFL Alumni Lounge. And here we are with the man, Mr. Santonio Holmes, Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Jets, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP. Santonio, how are you this morning?
Oh man, I'm great, Charlie. Thank you. Thanks for having me out here, man. Feels great.
I love it. I say MVP. First of all, when you became the Super Bowl MVP, did you realize what an elite brotherhood you were joining at that moment, or did that take a while?
I think the fact that the gift came from up above from the beginning, that I was ready to embrace this leadership in this role and this partnership to be able to set trend for young kids for our future.
Absolutely.
This MVP was developed in its early stages, trusting in the process that if I pray upon the things that I want and I act in accordingly to the things that I want, then I shall receive everything that I'm sowing.
Who instilled that in you that kept you on the right track and kept you focused and always wanting to achieve more in your early days?
I would definitely have to say it's my 75-year-old best friend, my grandmother.
Oh,
She's been that rock, for the past 20, let's say 8 years of my life, and I'm 36 at this point. And I say that to say that I moved in with my grandma, when I was in middle school,
oh, wow.
and I decided that I wanted to have a better future other than helping my mom raise my little brothers and being a dad at that young age.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't ready to take that. I wanted to go out with my friends and be all about that. And my grandma told me, if you just continue to pray and you do exactly what you say you're going to do, you're going to have everything you actually want. And as those times just became more and more into existence, she had told me before I made it to college that you're going to be the one that take care of this entire family, when I'm
Wow.
gone. And
No
I had to
pressure.
provide. No pressure at all, man. It was I grew up in a house full of guys, dude. When I say a house full of guys, I had Uncle Tim, Red, Craig, Sleepy, myself, my brother Kenny, my brother D, my brother Jay, my grandpa, and my grandma. And can you
Wow.
imagine what that house was like? There were no women. I heard one person, one woman that I announced in there. That was my grandma.
The quarterback.
So when you grow up around a house full of testosterone, you have to find out who you are. At an early age, you're gonna get
Right.
picked on, you're gonna get slammed, you're gonna get slapped around, you're
Right.
gonna get taken advantage of. So you have to find your way. And my way was to stand outside of my uncles and just show them how much better I can be at what it is that they're doing. So if I'm gonna compete against you at what you're doing, I'm just gonna work a little bit harder than you.
That's how he earns those letters. Now tell us
Absolutely.
about the actual logo that you got and the MVP brand that you now have.
The MVP brand and this logo here represents a consultant education based services that we look to instill in different communities to give a platform for those individuals who have a platform that doesn't realize how important it is to capitalize and utilize that platform,
Right.
such as MVPs in our high schools. So it's a learning and educational referral services for young kids and even community leaders who look to educate and better our communities. By being the resource for each of these individuals in their respective business.
Now you go obviously to a huge college in Ohio. Then you go to one of the biggest franchises. He goes to one of the biggest franchises of all time with the Steelers. Where did you learn? Like, at what point in that journey did you say, well, these networking opportunities around me are big? These could be beneficial to my career after football. Because as the MVP and a stud, it's hard, right? Sometimes to realize, like, I might need some of these people later, or maybe I could benefit from some of these relationships.
We as young individuals grow a sense of I could do this myself. I
Of
don't need
course.
anybody's help. We're strong individuals, and we don't realize how much help we need from the outside world
Mhm.
to be able to just educate us so that we can experience a little bit more and be able to guide and direct ourselves through our experiences. Because the world is starting to take advantage of our likeliness and moving forward. that if they could use us in professional sports and make money off of us, they could use us in high school sports and we don't make any money, but they could
Right.
use us in college sports and not make any money. We
Mhm.
have to learn now that if we are a business, that we set ourselves up in a likely manner, that we are respected individuals moving forward. And this goes for boys and girls of all color and all races and all nations.
Absolutely. Spoken like someone that came up in the Rooney family right there, folks. Now, when you look at the guys now, because now college athletes are going to be able to get paid off of their images, right? How do you think that would have impacted you? And what's a piece of advice you give guys to not let money affect the way they're producing or the way they're attacking life?
Growing up, um, I didn't want to go to a college that I couldn't wear my last name.
Mm,
That was one of my visions, that if I
wow.
played little league football, I can't wear my name on my jersey, so no one really knows who I am. And here I am playing the high school ball. Uh, the announcer announces your name based on your number as you're making plays on the football field.
Right.
And then you get to a college where you're going to play on television just about every Saturday, and on the back of your jersey just reads another number. I didn't feel that that was a part of who I was as a character, because as you come into something and you come through something, you allow yourself to grow within that opportunity that you were presented with. And
Mm,
through the grace of God that was giving me the talent to go play at Ohio State, I believed that I was an individual that deserved to have his name on the back of his jersey so that people will know exactly who that person is. That they wouldn't have to look around or ask or wonder if that's that person when they see him.
yeah.
So when opportunity came to play at Pittsburgh, I think I was given the number 87 or 83, 82 or something, or 80 something. And I was just like, that number really don't fit me, dude. I'm a little too skinny. I'm gonna go with the number 10. He was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Well, I do recall at the rookie symposium that this year is the first year that they're gonna allow wide receivers to wear the numbers 10 through 19. So I'm pretty sure I want number 10." I wanted to be one of the first. I wanted to be the first
Mm,
in line to say, okay, number 10 is the first number that's coming back into the league with as wide receivers.
right.
And lo and behold, 3 years later, I make the number 10. A very famous number by making a miraculous catch thrown by Big Ben in the back of the end zone to win Super Bowl 43 for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Timeless event. Now you got a package right there in front of you, don't you?
Hasn't even been touched. So, yep, it's here. All right, am I
Let's,
supposed to open this now?
let's bust that thing open. I want. I want
All
to.
right,
I
let's
want to
see.
hear about that.
See what we got in here. Hey, I don't know what's in this package now, so don't. All right.
I mean, he led us into this one right here perfectly, folks. He's an MVP even with the segue.
Guys, check it out.
Is
This
that
is
perfect
awesome.
timing?
Playbook. Check this out, dude. This is it.
That's it
Build
right
the
there.
homes in the back of the end zone, baby. Wow. Thank you guys, man. That's so amazing, man. Wow. This is dope.
Take us through that play right there and that moment, that huddle leading to it. What's going on?
Oh man, I had goosebumps just thinking about you know, what happened and how it transpired, just from knowing that this is drawn up, to perfection. It's as accurate as it could be. You guys didn't get me stumbling off the line. That would have been really cool. But I accept that you got me going directly to the back corner of the end zone with about 2 inches of space. Man, thinking back to that moment in Super Bowl history, that you could possibly be a part of something great. And I think trusting that process all along, playing in high school state championship games, from football to running in the track state championships to playing in the state finals in basketball for the first time ever, I think in our school history, my senior year of high school, to to standing on the field of a national championship college football game, to now, dude, it's your moment to play in the biggest game in the world. what are you going to do? Where are you? And who are you at this moment? Who are you at this moment? You've played all those downs, you went through all those practices, and you just dropped the game winning pass that was thrown to you to win the game in the back of the end zone. And all I could think about was Hines Ward always telling me, you can't drop touchdowns. It's how you make money in the National Football League. And as I'm walking back to the huddle, I got my head down, talking to myself. Come on, Tone, you can't. You got to be better than that. You got to do better than that. And I'm like, man, he's not throwing me the ball right now. Get out of here. Just drop the pass from him. He's upset at me. You got Hines in the background. Hey, fellas, we need this one. This one here's gonna help us win it. And I can hear myself again saying after I've heard it, all right, fellas, we need this one here for the championship. And then Big Ben runs into the huddle and he gives the play call. And as I'm running out to the line of scrimmage, I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, he's about to throw this ball to me again. And I put my mouthpiece in and I'm scanning the field. I'm looking around. All right, all right. I can't really let the guys know I'm going to the corner of the end zone, but I gotta sell this some way, somehow. So I mean, all this stuff is going on. The defense, the crowd, like you don't hear anything. All I know is that I better not get touched. I better not get pushed down. I better not get held up, and I better be in the corner of the end zone. That's it. That's all I know. As I come off, I stumble off the line of scrimmage because I feel the linebacker, I think it was Dansby at the time, come out over me, and he's supposed to jam me and then get to the flats, but he did a fake jam, and that made me stumble, and I got scared. And I tripped and I put one hand almost down on the ground, and and I'm stumbling and I get up and I get my focus back because the only place I got to go is to my right, but I can't get there too fast. I can't be out of position. And as I get up, I locate the safety who is my biggest support factor that's going to allow me to get there. And when I say support factor, he's the indicator on when I should break and how fast I should get to the corner of the end zone. So as I see him sitting inside by the goalpost, it just gave me a chance to just freeze him. So when I woke up to my senses and I gave him a stick move out, in, and then back to the corner, that hesitation by him allowed that split second for me to just get to the back of the end zone without him getting there in that nick of time. And by practicing that so many times and having it as a second nature to what Ben, myself, and every wide receiver that played the game studies, is that you're going to encounter so many different obstacles every time you run one specific route. And one of the things that Jerry Rice had told me right before that Super Bowl in February of 2008 was, you have to have four different ways to run every route. And growing up, I always knew that I had different ways to run my routes, but I
Right.
never really studied myself having four different ways to run a route.
Right.
And in the midst of that, getting jammed and thrown off of my line at the beginning, I was able to stay focused because I was concerned about how my route would look on paper and on film.
Huh.
Because if I don't have the right steps, if I don't have the right distance into the back of the end into the end zone and give it enough time and space for the quarterback to find me open, then I'm
Right.
either gonna be there too early, I'm gonna be there too late, and nothing really works.
Right.
So in the midst of all of that, I was able to just find my peace in that moment. Having my mom sit, on the 10-yard line, right behind our bench in the corner of that end zone,
Wow.
with my kids, to having my grandma and my uncles and cousins and my aunties sitting on probably about 13, 14 rows up in the same spot of
Oh
that
my
end zone,
God.
for God to bless me with an opportunity to catch a catch to win the Super Bowl in front of my entire family, back into my home state of Florida. That
Wow.
this MVP was created, man, by no other than the grace of God. So
Oh my.
this
I
this
got all
story
kinds of goosebumps right
this
now.
story has way more meaning to me just being a part of Pittsburgh and being a part of history. It was what the story was written in the Bibles, that we read about these folklores and these myths that we think have no impact on who we are as people, but those stories that were portrayed in the image of the Bible actually gives you meaning to your life by understanding how different things interact and you encounter in your life, and how you should manifest through them.
Absolutely. And that is so cool to hear Super Bowl MVP here talking about how the greater good and the greater is the bigger picture for you. If you could give child athletes, not child athletes, but young athletes, one piece of advice along their journey, what would it be?
The one piece of advice is to stay true to our God. If
Mm,
you pray to Him, if you ask for what you want, and those things aren't delivered right in the timely manner that you expect them to be, just know that He's always on time.
mm,
And if you can trust and believe in that, that your hard work and dedication to whatever it is that you want to do in life, being that it's an athlete or a professional in any other business mindset, please, please, please be mindful that He's always on time.
and trust. Santonio knows about timing, folks.
Hey, NFL trust is where it's at. The NFL and alumni. That's how we take care of our guys. We have to trust
Absolutely.
that someone else put a process in place so that we can continue to better ourselves outside of football, and that's what I think the NFL alumni is all about.
Absolutely. And that's what it's about. And man, you represent it proudly. Santonio, before we let you go, what kind of expectations you got this year for your Steelers?
Oh my gosh, Steeler Nation. You know what time it is, baby. Here we go. I have my terrible towel, riding around with me in my truck every day. So I stay faithful, and I'm always hopeful. I'm excited about this new season. I'm scared a little bit for
Yeah.
the guys this new season. In the COVID, and pray that all these guys stay safe and
Yeah.
take care of themselves, and be mindful of the things that you wish to encounter outside of football, because if this is one of the most important things to you in life, take full advantage and responsibility for respecting yourselves and the other people around you. That everybody else's lives matter, and continue fighting for all our social justice. That's going on in our world. I wish I could have been a part of the NFL during this time,
Mm,
uh, but I'm going to continue to do my part, from the outside, and to continue to get out and vote and pray that all things go well for all humankind in this world, because we all have a gift to give, and I think that through loving is that experiencing teacher that we can fight through any circumstances that we encounter. And if we believe that we should be together as a unit, that the color of our skin does not matter, but the fulfilledness of our heart is what really matters, and how we help each other grow and inspire everybody around us. And that's through fighting for all causes in this world, whether it be for healthcare, such as myself being an advocate for sickle cell disease,
sickle
and
cell. Yeah.
starting the Third and Long Foundation to raise awareness for those kids and families living with this disease, because they get out and they support us. They buy the NFL packages and the direct TVs, and they purchase our jerseys, and they come to our games. And we have to have a duty and a responsibility that we give back, to those communities as well. And the Third and Long Foundation, we help tutors get out into the hospital so that they could tutor our sick sickle cell kids, to helping them get back into school and to stay in the swing of things.
Wow.
And we're partnering with Ohio State and a biomechanical research team to do a number of blood drives and different research opportunities so that we could
Wow.
help find cures for this disease. And being an advocate, for sickle cell, it's you have a lot of responsibilities, and that responsibility for me is to bring as many communities together, such as those who support sickle cell, those that have their own foundations, that the more we coerce and work together, that the better it is for all of our nation to fight for this cause for us together.
Absolutely. You are a complete man, and everything we could hope NFL alumni to be. Our slogan's caring for kids and caring for our own. And man, with what you're doing with the Third and Long Foundation, what you're doing with the MVP brand, that's all you're made of, is caring for kids and caring for our own. That's what the heart of a champion and MVP is about, man. Santonio,
Absolutely.
you're a gift to the league.
Oh man, I'm not above anyone, but the bottom line is I'm an MVP, and I have a duty and a responsibilities, and that's to give back to each and every one of these communities. And I hope that all of my former MVPs that are professional athletes would love to join the MVP brand, because this model speaks to you specifically because you have a duty and a responsibility to your community that you give back. And if you would love to partner with the MVP brand, please reach out at info@mvpbrandinc.com, excuse me, and send us some information on who you are and what you look to do in your community, and how we can get out and support your community as well by giving your voice an uplift, so that you could be there, that spokesperson and that face for your community in your area. So this is how big the MVP brand grows, is that we want opportunities for every person in their community to feel that they have a duty to their responsibilities on taking care and raising and nurturing, our young kids.
Absolutely. Keep making history, Santonio. And we're always here to support you at the alumni. Thank you so much for taking the time out to come and catch up with us.
All right. Thank you, Charlie. Thanks, NFL Alumni, for having me on the MVP brand. We look to do big things, get out and, shop on our website and purchase some merchandise. 100% of the proceeds are directed to the 10 All In Foundation, which is our education services that we're using to build STEAM and STEM packages for our communities. Uh, and our Third and Long Foundation. Support us at thirdandlongfoundation.org. Follow us on Twitter at Third and Long Foundation, or on Facebook at thirdandlongfoundation.org.